Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the market itself and make my daily commentary about it. First off, I'm going to talk about the American markets and the S&P 500 index. Well, if you look at the S&P 500, in the Thursday, it sold off because the tech companies, how can I say, the software companies in the tech stocks, especially Nasdaq, was sold because the AI is replacing the software companies at the moment. And uh, also in that day there's an Epstein tension with it, so a little bit sell-off came from there, and the main reason from sell-off was the software companies. But right now, market just rebounded from it, and the market just gained back its losses and heading for its all-time high. We are waiting for the hit and break the $7,000 and make an all-time high from it. We are waiting for it, and maybe in today, maybe tomorrow it can be happen. It's a good thing for the US markets. So also with the Dow Jones hit its all-time high and break its all-time high and heading for its all-time high and new all-time highs, because there is not much tech companies in the Dow Jones at the moment, and if we are not, there's not software companies are not sold in the Dow Jones, so the index doesn't affect it from that sold off, and it's going for its all-time high and where it belongs. I mean, so it hits to the where it belongs. That's a good thing. Also, if I have to talk about Nasdaq is just still recovering, and it will be entered trend line. I can show you this trend line. It will be entered in maybe today, maybe tomorrow, or something like that. Well, with the gold, if I had to talk about the gold, well, if you are holding gold, maybe you should listen to this, because I wouldn't suggest gold at the moment, because the gold had a huge crash, and within that crash, it didn't yet back to didn't back up it on its feet, and there is a Chinese holiday waiting for us in the next week. So that's the reason I wouldn't suggest to buy gold at the moment, because when the Chinese holiday comes, it always the precious metals are sold at that moment, and maybe it's not a good time for buying gold or silver or anything like that. Just wait for the Chinese holiday to get past, and we will see what's going to happen over a period. Also, I'm going to talk about the silver. Silver technically seems really awful at the moment, and we are waiting for the silver to came like maybe 88 levels, and maybe it can be passed through it, but I don't believe can be passed through the 93 levels, because the technicals are very awful at the moment for the silver. I wouldn't suggest the silver for the moment. Also with the platinum is also awful because it follows the silver, and silver is not a good position at the moment. We are waiting for the silver to came back up its feet, but it's not be happen at the moment. It cannot be happen at the moment because the technicals are worst, and there's a Chinese holiday coming in the days, and we are waiting for it. So I wouldn't suggest the buying the silver platinum at the moment. Well, with the Bitcoin, if I had to talk about the Bitcoin, well, you can see the Bitcoin was crashed through the $60,000, and then it got rebounded from it, and it made a stable price trend in the 70 to 80, 68,000 levels. Well, I'm going to enter in the 4 hours. Well, I believe this trend line will be broken, and I think, my opinion, it can be hit to 64 or 60 to check its ground is solid or not. But at the moment, I think Bitcoin will do another big drop in the moment to look its ground is solid or not. So I wouldn't suggest Bitcoin at the moment, but if it's not going to do that, as well, I'm going to talk about the Bitcoin again. Well, as you can see in the Bitcoin, there is a huge sell-off happened in the Bitcoin. It came back from the 90,000 levels to the 58,000 levels in a couple of days. So that's a very big sell-off at the moment, and it made the dead cat bounce and made its way to the $70,000. So if you look at the 4-hour chart, it always, when it passed through the 71,000 level, $71,500, it made a sell. It cannot be passed through here. I'm going to show you over here. When it going pass through here, this side, yes. Oops. When it gone past through the 74,500 and it got sold. So maybe Bitcoin could do another dip in the 58 levels, but I don't know what's going to be happening in the Bitcoin, because it seems like it can be go down through like maybe 60, but I believe it's a dip. But Bitcoin is always surprises us, but I believe this will be the dip. Maybe it can be go through like the 55 or 48, 50,000 levels. Well, if we are going to look at the weekly, it can be go through like the 48 levels, maybe 48 to 52 levels. It can be going back to it, but I don't think it will be go to 40,000 levels at the moment. If it's going to go through that levels, it have to be stay for a couple of weeks through here. So I'm going to look at the Ethereum. Well, Ethereum made a dip in the RSI. Also, there's a positive divergence going to be happen if the Ethereum could gain back at a little bit. If it ends the week with a if the Ethereum ends the week with a positive side, it can make a positive divergence in the RSI, but there's not a positive divergence. There's only a lot of volume happened in the Ethereum. So I'm going to say, just don't be in a rush to buy Ethereum at the moment. It can make another dip. I'm waiting for another dip, and I don't believe a good things for the cryptos also with the Ethereum. Same. Well, the XRP, there's a lot of danger in the XRP. If you're holding XRP, you should really listen to this, because if it's going to pass through the 1.10 level, if it gone below the 1.10 level, if it gone below 1.10 level, it can be go through like the 0.5 level immediately. Not immediately. It can be go through like the 90 level, and then 75, and then the 50 level, because these areas are not very safe support levels, and I hope it will not be happen, but it can take back this candle back. So there's a threat in the XRP. If you look at the Monero just hit, there's an increasing trend line in the Monero, hit through it second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, and then just hit to it and gone back. But the crypto market is not good at the moment, Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. So this will be affecting Monero if that cryptos, especially Bitcoin, will not be gain back to its higher levels. It can be break it. The Monero could break this level, but right now it's a little bit dangerous. I will suggest to buy Monero at the moment for you, and it's also out of the Monero, out of another Watson. There's a technical rebound, so at the moment I wouldn't suggest you to buy the Monero at the moment. So we will going to see what's going to happen. Thank you for watching my video. See you all.